Hello, 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 my dear subscribers, Sun and Moon Rising. I'm Maria Clairvoyant, and I'm going to do a general tarot reading for the year 2018 for the sign of Aries. This reading is going to be represented by one card representing each month, January to December. And some of these energies may not resonate with you, but maybe some of this reading resonates with you, some of them not. For those that knows how I do my readings, I do an oracle card. And in these times for abundance, for people are looking for prosperity for 2018, I got a message from the Angels of Abundance oracle card. For health-wise, I'm going to be using the Chakra Wisdom Tarot. And the love part is going to be done separate towards the end of the video. And it's just going to be used by the, only going to be using the, what you may call it, the tarot of sexual magic. Okay, sorry, couldn't get to my mind. And the tarot that I'm using for the regular reading is the Aries tarot, which some of you may or may not be familiar with them. And to those that do know and have a godfather or godmother in the Orisha religion, Baba Balero Santero Babalao. This is the Orisha's cards by Soul Darkman. With that said, I'm going to start the reading with the Five of Earth. Some of you Aries are going through some kind of situation that with the Five of Earth is telling you not to trust everybody. Okay, be aware. You're starting with the year with that. That's your main foundation. You may be in a dangerous situation, but be brave. Don't listen to other people. Don't put yourself into a risky situation. Maybe others are trying to influence you, and this is the card right here that is probably putting through what's going on. Pay attention. Don't be so be careful in the road. Be careful with people out there. If you work at night, be careful. Be careful with everything around you. Okay. Aries, let me see if you can see the cards better. And this is the card that I'm reading right now. Be careful. This is how you're starting 2018. Okay, with this energy, be very careful with what's going on. The first card in January, you had the message from Earth. Okay, and this is the type of energy. If you see this old man is has a little flower here and like a little tree or whatever that he's planting, and to me it's telling me that whatever you planted in the prior years, this is what you're gonna get. If you have planted love and affection, that's what you're gonna get to your loved ones, your family members, your husband, your wife, whoever this reading is going for. So you're getting the message of Earth telling you like whatever you gave, you're gonna receive. So this is also saying like if you have a friendship, a relationship, something that you are working on, you have to give and in order to receive. And sometimes it doesn't have to be a specifically financial giving. It can also represent giving something that has to do with, let's say, I babysit for you, you babysit for me. I watch your kids, you watch my kids. I watch your back, you watch my back. Maybe in a job situation, maybe you have to watch out, for each other. Pay attention. So if you are in some kind of job, you're probably also gonna get some kind of reward. So you may be getting a promotion. So you may be having some kind of promotion going on. Or in others, you Aries may be also like to plant things and you like to work in agriculture. You probably are very into organic stuff, and maybe you would like to buy a farm. or things like that that you would like to do in your future. The next card that you have is the Outcast. This is in February. Okay. The Outcast is basically kind of like the Hangman in the regular tarot, and this card is basically you might be feeling overwhelmed. You might be going through some kind of uneasiness, some kind of attitude, some kind of nervousness, and you're probably going through some kind of problems that is affecting you either mentally, physically. You might be having mental blocks. Sometimes we mentally block our energies to what other people are basically telling you, and sometimes people tend to give think of themselves on their own ways, like let's say I had a situation that people sees it like as someone, I don't want to give you any specific details, but someone at some point tried to take custody of children that belong to her brothers. But the brother and the wife, or the kid's mother, not wife because they were never married, didn't do the right thing for the children. So instead of the family helping out and understanding what what the sister did in this case, they all gassed it up and went against her instead of helping her. Eventually, the two parents died, and now the family is apart. To this day, the family don't talk to each other because of what the sister did. And instead of understanding the real truth, that the real truth over here was only the children, all of you blocked themselves into the mistreating the other sister for trying to save those children. And now they're going to have some karmic issue, not the one that saved those kids, because I will feel that something enlightened her to do what she did, because she could see the future and know that these kids could be in so much danger, okay? But nobody else sees it that way. So sometimes people just put their own energy and put their own block into their mind, and instead of helping you, hurting others. So, and you're probably going to be even hurting yourself, because in the future you're probably going to have to move on with that energy. And here you have a message from Aries. So some of you Aries might have an issue that has to do with an air sign. Maybe you outcasted that air sign energy, and that person decided to move on and go his or her ways. This could represent the sign of well, it is the sign of Earth, so it could be Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. So you may have done that to someone, Aries, and you could be the one that can set this up straight. With the message of the Earth, is like you are being sometimes it's just being naive about the whole situation. Maybe you need to go to this air sign and apologize. Put your senses to put yourself in that person's positions and see what it is that you needed to do. Maybe you need to protect this person. Something that could be done coming from you. The next sign, the next month is January, February, March, April. Maybe between March and April, you have the Man. This is the star sign. Again, you might have to be dealing with the an Aquarius, because the star represents the sign of Aquarius in every tarot reading. And so you might be dealing with an Aquarius during the month of March, April, and maybe you need to come up with some kind of understanding. If you don't break up, you somehow someone sent this person to be an outcast, and probably the outcast might be you. This is like Also meaning like Aries, you are Aquarius tend to be very psychic, and you may be Aries are a very psychic sign. You guys rule the head, so you rule everything in the head: your eyes, your nose, your ears, and also your brain. So you might be a soul that has inspiration, mentalism, and psychism. So you might need to look for this kind of help, and maybe you're gonna need to reach out because it might be getting stronger and stronger. And as even if you block it, like you're blocking it here, that doesn't mean it's gonna happen. What happens with physical body and psychic abilities, you cannot control it. There are times that only if you really, really ask God in certain ways that you don't want the gift, he may be able to get it back. But if you're meant to be gifted, if you have the gift, you might have to develop it. And because it's going to develop on his own or her own, and what is going to happen is that it can attract negative energy around you. Okay, what happened when people don't understand their psychic abilities, you can the way that it was taught to me was that you could be in a sponge, and when you are in a sponge, you can attract positive and negative energy, and then you see bad things happening to you because you're not protecting yourself. And you can pray and pray and pray and pray, but then at this point you need more than just a prayer. You need to heal yourself, to shield yourself to all these energies because they're beyond your control. So some of you need to reach out to see how can you start developing yourself if you're going through the process. It could be happening if you're in your 40s and that your children are growing, or even if they're not grown but they're growing, you already have your children, and you in your 40s you start going into some kind of changes because of the cycles of life. Here you have the Four of Fire, meaning that in your village, wherever you work, some of you areas probably have a very good reputation, or a good stability in their neighborhood. Maybe some of you are cops, maybe some of you might be working for the community, a big banker, or someone that is well known in the community, and you work with people. And the saint that is protecting you in the month of June is Oshun. So probably you need to ask Oshun or pray to Oshun to help you move forward in this life. Is if you're the mother, if you're a female Aries that I'm reading to, you need to ask Oshun for the protection for your children, that abundance, because some of you are going to have very much abundance in your life. To those that are male, maybe your wife might be a protection from Oshun, or your mother. So maybe you guys need to ask Oshun for protection for whatever it is that you need for the Aries that are males. To some Aries, like I say, some of you like to harvest. A lot of you probably had already planned your life 20 years ago, and some of you are continue to grow, and you're still planting the seeds for your future. Some of you might be going through some kind of separation, and you're doing it by yourself. You want to make sure that if it's you or your children are going to be well protected or well taken care if something happens to you because of your job, especially if you're cops, if you're a fireman. You might be doing this, making sure that your children are protected. For the months of July, August, some of you have the Six of Water energy, which in this case, Pisces, you have, Pisces, no, Aries, you have a lot of your energy. You start with the Earth energy right here, Earth, okay? Earth and Earth, you have three elements, three cards that represent your energy. And with the Six of Cups, you're probably looking back to the past. Maybe someone is coming back to you, or you're going back to a relationship that you have. This is the energy of thinking about the past. If you are going through some kind of changes, because I see this woman being by herself, if you have separated from your husband or wife, Aries, you're thinking back of what happened and how did the relationship went wrong. If you are separated, stop thinking on how it went wrong and start thinking how is going right. The next card that you have is the Eight of Air, which means some of you feel trapped. um I have family members like that have that energy of feeling trapped. Sometimes some of you probably going to look for your childhood friends too in this card, meaning that you're going to go back to your high school, college friends if you went to college, and going back to your roots, going to back, and you probably are going to be into that energy or getting in contact because you feel it trapped this for the month of September. You are in a situation that you feel like there is no way to go, but it's all in your mind because the cage is open, okay, and you can get out. It's up to you to get out of that energy of air, of the Eight of Earth, because you need to get out of that energy, and only you can do it because it's just a mental emotion that you're having. You may have problems financially, but it's just like a prison that you're in right now, and you feel like that. Some of you feel like the moon. You feel betrayed. You feel abandoned. You feel and the moon card is basically telling you here is like, be careful because you may be having the heart broken. If you're going through some kind of separation or divorce that been happening, divorces don't happen overnight. It usually takes time. The person has met this person, and it takes a couple. Some people take a couple of years to realize that they need to move on with another person. Some people stick around and don't give up their divorce, and sometimes because they have children, and it will for some of them it will affect them the way it would affect them if they were from a divorced parents. So some of you might be going through some kind of drama in their life right now, and also meaning that you need to not to trust everyone around you. The moon is like, people could be lying to you, or you can also be feeling depression, sadness, grief, sorrow, hitting enemies. Those are the things that happen with the moon. So when the moon is there, also represents the sign of a Scorpio. So if you guys Aries are married to a Scorpio, this could be the that person. The star has this, it represents the sign of Aquarius. So you guys may be having a problem with any of those energies, and that if that's not the case, you might be feeling depressed for the month of October. Maybe it's a final, or even if it's not a final, maybe it's in an imbalance tarot. Maybe you're afraid. What are you afraid of? Maybe at this time you are in need to work with your energies, because look at you, and here you get the Five of Earth. You going down the drain in the oh god, I can't think of the name of the you're going down. Instead of being on top, you're going down. So that's the earth energy there. And that's the let me think. It's like you are not learning the lesson. It feels like you financially you're okay. You have the outcast. You have the earth that is black in energy, the outcast. You are well known in your village. You have Oshun trying to help you to come out of this situation that you're in, but I feel like you're going on your own path, and you're not listening to the saints that are trying to open up your path. And here you feel trapped. You're going back to your old friends, but yeah, here this is two very negative cards, which is that is you're feeling depressed, and you also have like, you know, when you have you're falling into like this darkness, into this depression, like something that has to do with internal fire that you have. So you might be angry. Let's say you're going through a divorce right now. For those that are reading it, I'm just giving you an example, and you have a broken heart. This man lied, cheated on you, and this and that, and everything that comes around with it in a relationship when you break up. And so now you're gonna take the hit, and now you feel lonely, you feel depressed, you're in this darkness with yourself. And here your the energy of like help with December is going to be the air element. Whoever this air element is that you need to work, probably will be the person that's going to help you go on into your next chapter of life. It's just a chapter of life. Remember that this is not eternity. So this element can represent Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. So think about what this Aquarius, these energies mean. Air, Gemini is a mutable sign, and this energy is like communication. Libra and Aquarius is all about communication. Learn to speak. Maybe you have to learn to be different. This is the brotherhood type of energy too. So Aquarius and all the air signs are very humanitarian. They think about you, but they think about the other person. Opposed to the Aries are all into their hand and how things gotta be done, and it's gotta be their way. With the air signs, they're more like easygoing, and they will go with the flow. So maybe that's what you need to learn, Aries, in this year 2018, in order to come out of this darkness, in order to go into the light as an air sign. Learn to be like an air sign, okay? Because you're going to be very depressed in the month of October and November. And in order to come out, look at this. Oshun is right on top in these two cards. Look at the outcast over here, and you're depressed because of what happened in the past, okay? So now I'm gonna take a card to see what energy does the sign of Aries needs to work out, or what chakra actually the sign of Aries needs to work on for year 2018 to come out of this moon, the moon energy, and the five of earth energy that is going into the month of November 2018 and coming out with the outcast. What does the sign of Aries needs to do for 2018? Self-worth. See, it's all about you, Aries. It's all about you. You need to change your ways. You need to change the way to think, to do things. To the chakra that you are need to work on, Aries, is the sacred card. The orange card says learn to observe your emotions. Emotional. Overall impression is emotional. The keywords is active, motivating, optimistic, emotional, sociable, enthusiastic, affectionate, and humanitarian. Manifesting intention. The oracle cards represent your emotions, how we relate to them. In the second chakra, you can learn emotional discipline. If you choose, you need to master the skill of steering your emotion as you would a ship in a high seas. This is very important, manifesting. Like I tell you, sometimes when I'm doing readings, I'm trying to guide you and to be your GPS to see what can you do with your life. The orange cards reveal your emotional experience in a particular situation. If you're struggling with feelings, look back to the red chakra, the root chakra, for the answers. Why? Because you source or your emotional experience from a particular foundation or beliefs created in your root chakra. This helps you to understand where your emotions are coming from. Next, observe your feelings rather than the act of them, and you angels can speak directly to you. The emotions revealed in these cards. However, you must stand fiercely and observe your emotions. If you can do this, you have begun the journey in manifestation. You can walk the path you have previously only wished for. Master emotional discipline, and you master how to manifest anything. The cards that you have is self-worth. Salmon chair. Salmon is the color of deep emotional peace. You have been given a gift of self-love. This card indicates love of life and no longer trying to prove your value to others who may see what you see. Rely on your inner knowing. Self-worth. Come sit in my chair and feel my love, says the great servant. The inspiration. People, events, and material objects beyond your frame or reference are being drawn to you. Aim higher, for you draw even greater experience into your life. Allow your energy to grow, receiving in action. Personal inquiry. How do I relate to world deserving? Am I ready to allow myself to receive what others may not? Key ideas. Greater knowledge, innocent curiosity being rewarded, receiving divine love. Keywords. Faith, love, and value. The meditation says, let go of any tensions as you fall like a feather into the salmon chair. Imagine the chair receiving your feel. Feel yourself being filled with salmon light. Stay there until you have received the abundance of energy from the light. So remember, this is about your emotions, and this year 2018 you're going to be going through major changes. Aries, it's all about feelings, how you feel about yourself, how you think your worth, your self-worth. Think about all those things and stop being in that cage and stop being an outcast, or thinking of people that are outcasts, because there's some people that might not have the finances, but believe it or not, a lot of people that are poor probably are more happy than the people that are rich. The percentage of rich people that are happy or wealth, or that have a lot of wealth, are very low. They can do anything with that money, but you know what? They're very unhappy. So in order to get to that level, see if you can become a spiritual. See if you can do that. Become a little bit more spiritual, so the spirit can provide for you that emptiness that you need, because you can have everything: the husband, the children, see, and look what the card came out for. The angel of abundance, you got the card of cooperation instead of competition. What's yours is yours, and no one can take it away from you. There is no need to compete, as there is abundance for all. You have complete access to unlimited abundance for yourself and to share with others. With cooperative partnership, you can accomplish anything. See, I feel that some of you, this is coming out because some people tend to put down others because, oh, I have a house, but you don't. But you know what? Like I was just finished telling you, sometimes some people are more happy than you are. And Aries are very competitive signs. So, and maybe you need to start competing. Maybe you're competing with, let's say if you're not going through a divorce, but your husband is cheating on you, or your boyfriend or your significant other is cheating on you. And you might be thinking of yourself being less worth it than they are. You're not less worth it. You just need to change your ways. This card is telling you cooperation instead of competition. The energy of competition is blocking your abundance. So the angels send you this card to bring you awareness and help. Competition is based upon lack mentality, which is an old energy believing that there is not enough to go around. With lack of mentality, you put a message out to the universe that you must struggle to receive your portion of the pie. And so the struggle comes from the truth for you. The angels are guiding you to release beliefs and lack of competition. With what is yours, and no one can take it from you or beat you to it. Leave competitive energy for football games and focus upon cooperating with potential partners or collective creative projects, and offer service to help the world. With a focus upon service and cooperation instead of competition, abundance will naturally flow for you. So it is true, because I know many Aries that feel like they gotta compete with everything, and it shouldn't be that way. Competition is for games. If you're not in a game, if your life, you don't consider your life a game, treat your life with different respect, Aries. So with that said, I'm gonna move on with the sign of with the romance card. Okay, now I'm gonna start doing the love part of this reading. I'm using 4 cards to close this reading for year 2018. These cards are going to represent what's happening for you in the love life for the singles and the couple ones. I'm not saying married, living together, whatever, couples and singles, whatever your energy is for 2018. Okay, so let me see. 3 of Chalices. For you guys, Aries, you get the first card that you get the 3 of Chalices. Okay, so some of you are going through some kind not that you're going through, you may meet someone that is a 3 of Cups. Okay, 3 of Cups energy, which could be the signs of Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Okay, this is for the Aries ones. So this is like some of you are going to meet someone that has a lot of passion. It's very you're going to have success in love, only, but only if you work with the heart. If you come from the heart and tell the truth to the relationship, you will find that person that you're looking for. The next card that you have is the Hangman, and the Hangman came out in your previous reading, so which is the Outcast. Oh no, the sorry, not the Outcast is the Fool. Okay, so no, it's not. But in this case, you probably need to go deep inside, as the Hangman does, to heal your inner self. Okay, the Hangman is like some kind of sacrifice that you need to make to maybe some of you might be also dealing areas with impotence. So some of you that I'm reading for, maybe if you pass the 60 or 50-year-old Aries, you might be dealing with the impotent problem. So you feel like you cannot satisfy the woman or your wife, and you are in a situation that you don't know what to do and how to deal with that impotent problem. So a lot of signs came out with this year. So I guess some of the people that I'm reading is over 50 years old. The next card that I get for you single ones is the King of Chalices. So some of you are going to be dealing with satisfaction. You're going to satisfy your women, especially if you get involved, or men, if you get involved with the Cups signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, whoever you are, you're going to be very much into a very strong relationship with that sign. And some others, you get the Death card, which means that you need to go through changes in order for you to have a new relationship to succeed. You need to out with the all. If you treated your husband, let's say you're the woman, and you treated your husband like a little and you always got mad because you had to make a list, and there every time he went to the supermarket he forgot something. Okay, you know what, yeah, don't get mad, don't fight. There's no need for you to fight anymore. Just, you know what, you just go ahead and don't worry about it, leave it alone. Because this man is not going to change no matter how much you tell him. He's going to change whenever he feels like it. So it's time for you to, instead of getting upset or be angry about what he does and how he does things, just, you know, work with, like, forget it. It is what it is. One day, what you do is that whenever he forgets something and he asks you for that specific thing, let's say he forgot a gallon of milk and he doesn't have no, and he wants to have cereal with milk, well, then go ahead, put water in it and just serve it to him like that until he goes get the water. You know, sometimes you just got to do things and ignore. Learn to live the right way, Aries. To the ones that are a couple, you get the Nine of Colossus. So some of you are probably married to water signs, or not married, literally legally married, but so it's a lot of water around you, Aries. And you have, with the 9, it's like you probably gonna conquer love, or if you were in a separated relationship, you're gonna have a triumph of winning that person back. Somehow both of you are gonna enter into a relationship that you guys are gonna come back to be who you guys used to be. This is a starting over again and giving to each other, but in a different way. Some of you are gonna have the King of Swords energy for in your relationship. So meaning that if you're in a relationship with with whoever you are, and you are involved with, like, let's say in an earth sign, you're Aries and you're involved with those swords, Aquarius, Geminis, or Libra, and you have the king energy, you could be in a very strong relationship, probably with an older person, or you are going to be manifesting true love, or you're going to have, if that's not the case, you might end up working on the strength of your relationship. Sometimes relationship goes through phases, and it's just testing them to see if you can pass the strength that you have, how strong your relationship is, and see how this woman is being faithful to the man, and the man is like very kind of like stubborn, and then this older woman is looking at him. So it could also mean that there is a third party situation involved. So this could also represent a third party situation. Maybe this is the actual wife and this is the lover, and this lover might be involved with a younger person. Okay, the next card that you have is the strength. So some of you, like, you have both of these cards is about strength. So the relationship that you're in might be getting tested, and you need to continue to be focused with the strength. Like, don't let it go. You need to stay strong with your beliefs and how you think and what you do. And sometimes maybe you dominate your partner too much, Aries, or maybe they're dominating you in too much. So at this point, you need to come out of this domination problem and be in balance. How are you going to be in balance? Maybe you need to bring and stop resisting to the like, how can I say, to this power of the meaning, and just concentrate and, like, go with the flow, and just understand that if he tells you, well, today you're not going to go to this place, whatever, and then you tell the other person, okay, I'm not going to go, but you cannot go either. It's got to be a 2 and 2, a 50-50 situation. If you cannot go, he cannot go. It's not like, okay, I'm going and you're not going. No, we're both going, or otherwise nobody's going. So that's the way it should be. Let's say especially like for Christmas parties in December, corporations do parties for the employees, and then because they have children, sometimes one goes to the party and the other one doesn't. No, we go together, we get a babysitter and we both go. There's no such a thing as you're not going, I'm not going. No, we both don't go. See, the next card that you get is the Two of Pentacles for the couple ones, okay? The top is for the singles, the bottom one is for the couple ones. With the Two of Pentacles, yeah, it's Pentacles. You or the other person might feel embarrassed about this, the situation. Maybe you guys are starting to, you have broken up and now you're going to start a relationship again. Not that you feel embarrassed, you are uncertain of the situation on how, or you may have fears of being involved with that person again. If you guys were not married and you were just a couple and for some reason you separated, now you don't know how to start your relationship over again. So with that said, this is what's going on for this. For some of the singles, you guys are going to be in a very good relationship for the 2018. Others of you need to work, especially the older ones, in your problems. If you have problems with your genitals and problems with yourself in the virtual part of it, like erections, stuff like that, especially for the men. Some other ones needs to change the ways. The death card means that Aries needs to change, or your partner because if for you, you may need to change your ways to change who you are, how you talk, what you do, how you act, how you react to problems. Some of you are going to be in a very good relationship with your partners with an anal calluses. Some of you might be in a cheating situation, and some of you have problems with the dominion problem. Either that person dominates you or you let somebody else dominate. Some of you are going to come back, but you feel uncertain of the relationship, so you're not sure if you're going to try to go back to this person again. To those who need a GPS to refocus the relationship, just you may need some kind of, either you do marriage counseling, or you can choose us to help you heal your relationship through the esoteric work, okay? Healers, shamans, santeros, paleros, whatever you believe in, you may need to do that. With all that said, love and light, my dear Aries, and I hope this reading helps you for the year 2018. There's a lot of changes going on in your life, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. I'm Maria the Clairvoyant, and if you would like to book a reading, please feel free to go to my website, mariatheclairvoyant.com.